with a Fix This Live. We meant to do it last week, but kind of got a little under the clock. We're right on time this week, so we're going to hit you with a Fix This Live on Randy Orton. Now, with Randy coming back, one of the things I want to get him away from right away is some dumbass feud with Judgment Day.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to happen. We don't need to see WWE's Twitter handle calling him daddy. We don't need any of this weird fucking mommy daddy fetish bullshit.
It's Triple H, what do you expect?
Yeah, we don't need no cuckery. We don't need none of that shit. We don't need Randy getting beat down by Rhea Ripley. We don't need fucking any of that. What we do need, though, is we need Randy to be a guy who I always wanted him to be. So I'm not sure if the fans remember it, but a while back there was a Twitter interaction between Randy Orton and Tommaso Ciampa, and this was back when Tommaso Ciampa was in NXT. Mm-hmm. And basically, Tommaso Ciampa was throwing shade on people on the main roster, like Randy. And Randy took exception to him and called him out for the fact that this guy gets injured all the time, that he's basically a broken little elf. And, while Randy gets injured too, look how much longer he's been doing it.
True.
And look how much more on the road this guy's been than this lawn gnome, Tommaso Ciampa. Mm-hmm. He's got wear and tear, but, he's been around forever. It makes sense. Anyways, so what I want to see is I want to see a continuation of this feud. I want to see Randy Orton be the indie killer. Yeah. I want to see him go after all these big mouth indie jobbers that think that their shit don't fucking stink and they don't draw at all. They don't bring in ratings. I want them to go after every single one. I want to start out with Tommaso Ciampa.
Absolutely.
And I want him to retire Tommaso Ciampa.
Yep.
How he was the legend killer back in the day, I want him to retire Tommaso Ciampa and make a statement to every one of those dorks on the roster that he's coming for him. He's the first to go out. Right after him, his teammate in DIY, Johnny Gargano. Mm-hmm. Destroys Johnny Gargano. I'm not expecting retirement, but put that elf on the shelf.
Or put him at least back in NXT.
Put that elf on the shelf, and nobody better than Santa Randy to get the job done. So I would love to see that. But yeah, put him back in NXT. That would be like the ultimate demotion, and it would be where he honestly belongs.
Oh, for sure.
After that, I want to see him go after Bronson Reed.
Yep.
I want him to humiliate Bronson Reed. I want him to humble Bronson Reed. Yep. I want him to get Bronson Reed to the point where he's crying on Twitter and Triple H has to go and give him a hug and tell him it's all right and that he doesn't need to put in his 2-week notice to go back to New Japan. That's what I want from Randy Orton. I want him to destroy that Burger King eating fat stuffed pimento bastard. I want him to destroy him. So that would be just another holiday gift that Santa Randy could bring us.
But the ultimate.
But before we get to that, there's some more. I want him to also take care of Ricochet. Mm-hmm. Because Ricochet has always been one of those guys who's been one of the most overrated indie flip-flop jobbers of all time. And why, JC?
Why is that?
Because he has bad psychology.
Absolutely.
And because he relies way too much on flipping and flopping. Something Randy has spoken out about before. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, too, is you need a guy like this to take care of these guys and point out that this culture has bad psychology. Mm-hmm. They rely way too much on high spots. They rely way too much on false finishes. Finishers don't mean anything anymore.
Nope.
This is the kind of stuff that Randy can bring up and let people know. There's no reason to cheer for these people. There's a reason why the fans actively tune out during their segments. And I wanted to bring up how DIY versus Imperium was the biggest Raw ratings drag of all time.
Yep.
This is the type of shit he can bring up and show facts and point out that Triple H's boys, they aren't getting the job done. And then it can go on and on and on and on, eventually to the point that he gets rid of Finn Balor, gets rid of Shinsuke Nakamura, gets rid of Kevin Owens, gets rid of Sami Zayn. But I say the one, in my opinion, the one that I want to see him dethrone Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
You want a big spot for Randy at WrestleMania? There you go. Have him destroy Gunther. Have him humble Gunther. I'm not talking, a 15-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute match classic. I'm talking 5 minutes of him getting the shit beat out of him and then getting RKO'd and pinned.
Yep.
That's what needs to be done.
Absolutely needs to be done. And, you look at it, too, like they really need a monster heel There really isn't one on Raw or SmackDown or NXT. There really isn't one. They needed one. They need one again. The monster heel can get people over and get people to really care about the show and get more emotionally invested in the show.
Well, especially if it's a guy of that name value.
Yeah.
You want to talk about household names? The last two you have in WWE are CM Punk and Randy Orton.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is it. Cody Rhodes does not count. Roman Reigns is a part-timer. All you have are those two. Bobby Lashley is kind of, he's working his way up there. If they actually pushed him right, he would be.
No, yeah.
But that's what you pretty much have. So for Randy, yeah, put him on SmackDown. Make him the jobber killer. Have him take out guys from Raw too. Have him go back and forth, but make SmackDown his home. And then eventually you lead up to Gunther versus Randy. Clash at WrestleMania. Make it happen. Have him destroy Gunther. Win the Intercontinental
Well, as far as
Championship.
but why you don't like Drew McIntyre? With Drew McIntyre, you make him a lone wolf.
Well, my thing about Drew McIntyre is he just doesn't deserve to be in that echelon.
No.
And I know that would get me some flack, but the way I look at it is that Drew, he's one of those guys that he's got the look, he's got the ability, he doesn't botch very much, he's very safe with his opponents.
True.
But he's just bland.
Yeah, there's no personality. To
No
him.
personality, doesn't try hard enough on his promos. Like, I even saw this promo he did at a house show, and, like, it took him 30 seconds in to remember, hey, I gotta have a little bit pizzazz to my character. Because he was just, like, talking, oh, and I will be at the Newark Center on Sunday. Oh, and for the fans! And then he's like, oh, shit, I gotta hype it up.
Yeah, it's after all this time and all the companies that he's been in, he still can't cut a good promo. It's like, come on, man.
Right.
You've been in the business for what? Over a decade now?
Well,
15 years?
I'm glad you took care of your body. That's cool, man.
Great.
I'm glad you look like a superstar. But now, learn how to act. Learn how to cut a promo. It's necessary.
It is.
And the champ was saying he needs to be the Viper again with
Yeah.
the faction. I agree too. I think that would be the best thing to do, because if you have the Viper with a faction, especially like two badass dudes to
Breakker.
go with them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The future of NXT, who he handpicked as guys who actually understand the business. Like Trick Williams and Braun Breaker.
Perfect.
If he brought those two up and made that his faction, I think it would be badass.
It would be.
Call them the Future Killers.
The Future Killers.
You know? I think that's what
Yeah.
needs to be done. It's amazing how Triple H will fumble the ball with Randy. You know he will.
I mean, he's already fumbling the ball with CM Punk. He'd be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Awesome promos.
Rant.
Oh my god, okay. So the first promo was him sucking the crowd's dick and sucking everyone's dick.
And it sucked.
The second promo on SmackDown was basically the same thing. You know what it was? It was Cody Rhodes' promo. Every Cody Rhodes promo is him sucking off the crowd, him sucking off a few wrestlers in the back, and then he gets to the feud.
And what did he do? He even had to say, there's another wrestler that comes out and asks, what do you guys want to talk about? I'm going to ask who you want to talk about.
What an overhyped, whiny bit. Like,
Well, it shows you there's no originality to this guy. He's like, how can I take over the crowd? That's right, I'll bite Cody. That's what I'll do.
and as we've seen multiple times, like we saw it in AEW when he first debuted, there was that honeymoon period. Everybody liked him. He was super happy. He was affable. He was pleasant to be around. And then one fucking little bad thing happened, and then he turned into an asshole.
He's got to get his way.
The
As simple as
problem
that.
with the problem with him, like the problem with AEW is their unprofessionalism. Undoubtedly, problem with WWE, creative stifling.
Creative stifling and enabling.
Exactly.
Because I think that they enabled Sasha and Bailey for a long time. Randy is one of those guys, he should be able to say whatever he wants. He's like Booker T. He should be able to say whatever he wants and get away with it because of their stature in the business.
Oh, for sure.
What they've done for it, and their value. I mean, with Booker, you have a guy who could pretty much bring in his own feeder fed. And with Randy Orton, you have a household name. You don't tarnish people like that. You put them in places that they can shine.
Well, and they've been cutting promos and they've been on TV for WWE since Booker T the 90s, Randy Orton 2002. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 21 years. Gee, fuck.
Crazy.
Damn.
So guys, since we got a little bit of time, join us over on Question Everything Anon, where we do a short little spiel on what the downfall of situation. We're going to talk about it. Join us over on Question Everything Anon. NC.
JCN.
Peace out.